Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Barefoot Conversations with Magdalene. How are you doing and how has your week been? Who is Magdalene? Magdalene is an entrepreneur with two businesses. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Music Relief Foundation, a youth organization where we work with young people using music and the arts to be able to build their confidence, unleash their creative spirit. I'm also the chief executive and founder of Magdalene at where I work and coach women who are struggling to find their purpose in life, helping them to identify, to connect, to reconnect in order for them to live a purposeful life. What am I talking about today? Today's topic says, are you ready? Are you ready? So it could be, what is it? It could be several different things that I'm asking you this morning. Are you ready? You know, you go through life expecting several things to happen. You're expecting, so you're hoping for this, you are hoping for that, you're hoping for several things. And when those things don't happen, several things happen to you. It's either those things are delayed or those things never happen. You become frustrated at the end of the day. But my question to you is, are you ready to receive those things? Are you ready to say that you want a job, but are you actually ready to receive the job? Some people might ask the question, what is she talking about? Let me give you an example. When after I had my son in the late 90s, early 2000, and firmly made it clear that I wasn't going to be going to university, I didn't want to further my education at that time, my dad said to me, okay, you now have a child, you've finished secondary school, able to finish college, you're not going to sit at home, you need to get something doing. And so I was like, okay, yes, I have the baby, but because I had parents and everybody helping me to look after the baby, I could still want to sleep in a line because there's no school, there's nothing doing. My dad sat me down and said, no, this is not going to work. If you're going to look for employment and you're serious about looking for employment, you need to wake up early and do like someone that is actually going to a job that you actually have the employment. You need to go out, get your CV prepared, go out and knock door to door, asking for employment, go to the job centers and go knocking door to door. This was way before all this online application of jobs. You're actually doing the manual thing, actually going out there and giving out your CVs and going to the job center and all the rest of it. So that's what I did. So I began to go from one job to the other, looking, going into the banks and everything. And I remember I had a conversation with somebody from Lloyd's Bank and he said to me, your CV is okay, your application is fine, but what experience do you have? And at this point, I was frustrated because I'd been to several places and nothing was happening. And I just screamed down the phone. I was like, how am I supposed to get any experience if no one is giving me a job? And he said to me, that's the unfortunate thing about this whole matter is the fact that you need to get a job, get the experience, and then obviously apply for other things. Anyways, that conversation concluded. So I'd applied for Barclays, applied for Pharaoh's Banks. Nothing was forthcoming. So I got a job working as a receptionist with copyright. Eventually, I literally went into the job center and they said to me, we actually have a vacancy. There's the employer is actually interviewing people today at such a place. Go there and you never know. So I went there and Bob's your uncle, as to say, the rest is history. So I got that job with copyright, my first ever job. I didn't even have a proper Saturday job. I had something doing, but nothing proper. But this was like my proper job, my first one. And so I started with them before eventually I got the job with Barclays. Anyways, what am I trying to say? I prepared myself. My dad told me, and this is something that I've imbibed within me all this many years later. Wake up, prepare yourself. You say you're looking for a job. Don't sit down and watch telly till late at night. And then you sleep in late. And so you're looking for a job. And then you begin to roll out of bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so you're looking for a job. Those who are serious about looking for a job would have gotten that job that you were searching for many, many hours before you actually came to where you're going to. And if you had to go into the job center, what time do they close? 4:30, 5 o'clock? And if you're rolling out of bed 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when are you going to get the job? And if you say, okay, I'll send my CVs online and then I'll do it. Yes, your CVs online, maybe you're registered to several agencies. What you need to do, you're the one that is searching for that job. So you need to be that engine that is fueling and keep kicking and what's going on? Do you have anything for me? You need to be the one knocking down doors. Are you ready? We go through life expecting something big to happen to us before we know that, yes, we've arrived. When nobody's willing to work, nobody wants to work with that small thing and start small. Everybody wants to be successful overnight. It doesn't happen that way. Many of the people that we celebrate today, many of the successful people that we celebrate today, it wasn't an overnight success. People make reference to overnight success. There's nothing like overnight success. There's been many years of toiling and grinding and crying because they're trying to perfect their art. There've been many sleepless nights. There've been many times they've gone without food because of no money. There've been many times many people have walked because they had no money. I've done that several times. I've had to walk from point A to point B because you don't even have simple money to top up your oyster to get on the bus, much less the train. When you are ready, when you are really ready, in as much as the pain may be there, but you remember that pain is temporal. Just like E.T., the great American speaker, Eric Thomas says, pain is temporal. You can't dwell on that pain for the here and now. You need to be able to look beyond your mind's eyes and focus and know exactly where it is you want to go to, where your end goal is. Are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to wake up that extra hour early? Are you ready to go to bed late but still have to wake up early? Are you ready to stand tall and hold your head up high when everybody is telling you, what are you doing? Drop it and do something else. Are you ready to be the only person on your side when everybody else is on the other side opposing you? Believe you me, I have been there. Are you ready to still remain positive when everything around you is telling you otherwise? Are you ready? You need to be able to put in the work. If you're not putting in the work, what are you waiting for? What are you expecting to get out of it? All the big organizations, like I said before, all the successful people that are great today started from somewhere. They started small. As human beings, we strive for greatness, which is great. We always look for those big things out there, again, which is great. But we need to look at, if you have that seed, the seed has been deposited within you. Because I truly believe, I'm a Christian, so I truly believe that each and every one of us have been deposited with a God-given seed from even before we were birthed. It's just for us to identify it, understand what it is we're supposed to do, and run with it, no matter how long it may take. Once you have identified and understood that seed, that purpose that you have, that is the reason why you are on this earth, it's time to cultivate it. It's time to build on it. Start small. You want to be a speaker, okay, but no one is giving you a platform. Don't need to feel discouraged about that. You need to work on yourself. Because it's not easy standing in front of an audience to speak to them. It may be an audience of 5, it may be an audience of 5,000. It doesn't matter. But nonetheless, it's not easy. It's not an easy task, especially when you don't have confidence standing before an audience. So before looking for an audience of 5,000 people to stand, how are you working with 2 people? How are you able to stand before 3 people and speak to them and convey a message? How are you able to have events that you manage to have 2 people attend and you still have your spirits high? Because 2,000 people did not attend. Start small. Are you ready to put in the work? Are you ready to go the long haul? Are you ready that irrespective of what people say, irrespective of what your situation is telling you, you are determined to see it to the end? Don't get me wrong, there will be times when you feel like packing it all in. There will be times when you feel like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? There will be times when you see other people who seem to be exceeding and being and are far ahead of you, and you begin to be, you feel you don't want to, but you become envious of them. It's human, it's natural, but you have to go past that stage. You can't dwell in that stage of being envious, because then from there you go to jealousy and all manner of things begins to go. It's a downward road from there. Don't go down that road. We're human beings. If you say you're not envious of a person that you see excelling, then you're lying. You see someone excelling and they're doing great things. It's good. You're happy for them. You celebrate them. But something deep down inside of you, like, oh, why is it not me? What am I doing? When will it be my turn? Don't worry. Do not worry, because every single thing in life has a time and a season. There is a time for everything. There is a season for everything. There is a season to be born. 2 women get pregnant today, but that doesn't mean that they will give birth the same day. Listen to that. 2 women get pregnant today does not mean they will give birth the same day. You might have started on the same day. You started whatever project on the same day with somebody else, and that other person seem to have gone further than you. It's okay. It's okay. You do not know the time and the energy and the effort that person is putting. You don't know the connection that person has. It's okay. It's okay. You persevere. You stay on your own lane and you persevere. And you keep going so long that what you are doing is what you are called to do. You need to understand what it is that you're called to do and run after it, chase after it. Do not get distracted by people around you. Do not get distracted by naysayers, because you will find that many people around you who are saying all manner of negativity to you, some of them wish they have the confidence and the bravery to do what you're doing, but they will never tell you that. Success attracts people, but when you are grinding, nobody wants to know you. When you are grinding, nobody wants to be identified with you. But once you get to that place of success, everybody, people are coming out from the woodworks, want to be identified with you. That's how life is. It's unfortunate, but that's how life is. But you must say to yourself, as you are grinding, as you are toiling, as you are knocking down those doors, but it seems nobody's listening to you. Once you get to that place of authority, once you get to that place of position, you know how it felt when people turned their back on you. You know how it felt when nobody wanted to listen to you. Don't do that to somebody else. Are you ready to give in the time that is needed to get your dream from a place of being a dream to a reality? Are you ready? Are you determined to go the long haul? Or is your eye still looking at others and wishing you were them? Does that spirit of competition dwell within you so much that you're constantly competing with others and you feel that, yes, I must get there first, I must get there first? Let me tell you something, you will never get there. Remember what I said, 2 women can get pregnant on the same day. That doesn't mean that the 2 women will give birth on the same day. We may both be singers. I'm a musician, so those who know I'm a musician. My voice is my tool. We may both be singers. And you may sing soprano, and I sing in high soprano or alto in such a powerful way. And you may sing classical, and I sing contemporary. You may sing soul, and I sing jazz. Does that make you better than me, or does that make me better than you? It just means that we sing 2 different ways. We have 2 different styles of singing. Remember something. As our faces are different, so also our needs are different. You can have identical twins or triplets or whatever the case may be. That does not mean that every single one of them are identical in all ways. They may just look identical in their appearance, but everything else is different. Even with their appearances, if you look at twins, especially grown-up twins, many of them want to alter their look so they don't look like their brother or their sister, their sibling. One wants to cut his hair or her hair, and the other one leaves the hair long. One goes in a certain way, while the other one does a totally opposite, because they are trying to create their own identity in as much as they are twins and they look alike. What about us who are not twins? We may flow in a pack of friends. We may have a pack of friends around us. But do we really fit in with that group? Are we just following that group because we want that sense of identity? We want that sense of belonging. We want to belong to a particular group. We want to be identified with a particular pack. How long do we carry on with that? Knowing fully well that this is not what you're supposed to be. Knowing fully well that this group that you're in does nothing to you, doesn't add any value to you. Why are you there? Why are you wasting time? Are you ready to stand out and speak out against injustice and speak out even when everybody is not dancing to the same hymn tune as yours? It doesn't matter. Life is too short. Life is very fragile. You're here today and the person's gone tomorrow. It's best to do what you can do today. Don't push it for tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. So do not wait for tomorrow. Do it now. Are you ready to work now? Are you ready to stand up off that bed? Are you ready to switch off that television? Are you ready to put that phone call down and say, you know what, it's enough? If they start to call you all manner of names, you say, you know what, I don't care what names you call me. I do not care what names you call me because I know where I'm going to. You don't have to be rude about it. This is not about being rude. Neither is it being arrogant. But it's about conveying your message in a very clear manner. That you have a purpose. And the purpose is bigger than you. And you can't stop until you achieve that purpose. Because guess what, guys? Once we leave this earth, people are going to talk about us. So if you're scared about people talking about you, let me give you a news flash. People are going to talk about you regardless. Some for good and some for not so good. But so what? You have to get to the point of saying, you know what? I can't live my life for people. Because he's going to say this or she's going to say that. If you're living your life for people, you are the most pitiful human being on this earth. Because you're not ready. You're not ready to stand up. You're not ready to run the fastest and run the hardest. You're not ready to say, you know what? Yes, I failed yesterday. I'm going to push myself and try and beat my record, my personal record of yesterday, and go that one step further. And then do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, until you get to that place of your personal greatness, whatever your personal greatness may be. You need to be ready and say, you know what? I'm tired of listening to all the external noises out there. You can no longer influence my decision. I understand that I have a purpose. And I'm determined to make sure I fulfill that purpose. You must be ready. You can't keep waiting for somebody else. You can't be at a workplace that you hate and you complain. Don't be like me. That's what I did when I was working in Barclays. I moaned and complained, but because of the bills, I did not go anywhere. There's so many things that you can do. But I just sat in one place, but I was so unhappy. Filtering that spirit of unhappiness around people around me. It's not good. It's not fair on others. Because you don't want to be here doesn't mean somebody else doesn't want to be there. But be determined to grab the bull by the horn and say, you know what? Today is the best day for me to start and make those changes that I so desperately require. Nobody else can do it but you. And start small, whatever it may be. Whatever God has given to you, run with it. It is time. It is time to wake up. It is time for us as men and women, as youths, as children, to stop blaming everybody else for our own shortfalls and start to identify those shortfalls within ourselves and see how we can work on them. If we need help, do not be afraid. Do not let ego stop you from achieving that which you're supposed to achieve. Stop going around with a group of friends who you know are not adding any value to your life. Stop spending time on that phone call when all you do is pull and tear other people down. Just imagine what you could do with that time. If it's just to start with researching, start the researching. That is work. You're creating work for yourself. Because when you have something to do, you won't be idle. You'll be so eager to get back to it because you know you have work to do. Are you ready? It is time for us to be a people that stand up and say, you know what, I am ready. Whatever it may be. I know my journey won't be easy, but I am ready. And that's what today's show is about. That is what today's show is about. With Barefoot Conversations today with Magdalene, it's about asking you, the listener out there, to wake up from your slumber. Wake up from your slumber and start to do that which God has deposited in you. You may be having this niggling within you to say it's time to go, it's time to leave. Whatever that leaving may be, however that leaving may look like, I don't know. I can't put words in your mouth. You know better. But it's time to wake up. We can no longer wait for somebody else. We can't wait for something big to happen until you have the money, until this, until that, before you act. You can't do that any longer. It's time to wake up. And say to yourself, I am ready. The pain that I feel today is temporal, but I'm ready and I'm determined to push all the way. Push, P-U-S-H. Push until something happens. Pray until something happens. Pave until something happens. Whatever P looks like to you, do it. It's time. It's time for you and I to wake up from our sleep and our slumber and start working. If we are ready to go to the next level in our lives, we need to start now. We have one more Tuesday left in September 2017, and then September 2017 would be gone forever. We will never see September 2017 again. By the grace of God, we will see September 2018 and onwards. But for September 2017, once the 30th of September comes and it's gone, that's it. You will never see it again. So it doesn't matter even if you've tried and you've failed. It's for you to go back and evaluate what caused you to fall in the first place. What caused you to fall? Why did you fall and fail? Why? Is it something you did wrong? Is it something that you didn't do enough of? You need to evaluate those things. Ask yourself those questions. Don't just give up. I've done it and it didn't happen. That's it. Don't give up. I'm saying this to you and I'm saying it to myself. Do not give up. If you are ready, then you are willing to fight. I'm going to end with this. Usain Bolt, he's retired now. But before he became celebrated, he was a nobody, running in his native homeland of Jamaica. But he had those tendencies from a very young age. He always running, always running. And he put it into good practice because he identified with talent at a very young age. And right people around him helped him to cultivate that talent. And so when me and you are sleeping, he's out there running in the rain, in the sun, whatever it may be. He's there, practicing, until he got to the stage, to the world stage where the world saw him on his first race, on his second race, on his third race, on his 10th race. That, wow, there is greatness in this guy. Get to that point. But before you get to that point, know that there is work to do. Until next time, this is Magdalene Adenike coming to you on Barefoot Conversations with Magdalene, the entrepreneur with 2 businesses. Have a great day. Have a great week and think about what I've said. Are you ready? If you are ready and you need help and you need support, get in contact with me. Leave a message for me on all the social media platforms. Well, when I say all, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and on Twitter. Let's have a conversation. Until next time, have a great day. Bye for now.